It's week 2 of the NFL, and this one features Josh Jacobs. He was terrific a week ago, almost getting to 180 yards. It's the Steelers and the Broncos on Sunday night.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup on tap, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. They've been buoyed by getting 2 home games right at the start, and they come off a good victory in week 1. Meanwhile, for the visiting Broncos, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
Two teams here fresh off week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They're led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Mac Jones.
And he comes off a tough opening matchup. Threw way too many interceptions in that game. Definitely not the way you want to kick off a new season. So he said to himself, I've got to throw that game out. I'm going to get a fresh start right here in week 2.
Jones looking to throw right away. That's complete to Lazard. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. You look at this Steeler defense. They're trying to cover up some holes in the secondary. Right now, bottom 5 in the league against the pass at number 28.
What they lack in pass defense, they do make up for in run defense. They're top.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Demario Davis coming in for the sack that time. But just 2 plays in, and Charles already their first sack defensively.
Yeah, how about that? That didn't take long, did it? And now they look at 3rd down. And that's another time to try and go and get the quarterback, too.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
That's a play that may get lost in the grand scheme of things, but one thing's for sure. You certainly don't want to go 3 and out to start the game. So that's a nice job of finding the right play call and coming up with a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Charbonnet. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Throwing Jones. A short one there to Freiermuth. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Now Jones. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Not the opening possession they were looking for, especially on the road.
No doubt about it, because they wanted to come out and establish a little momentum right away. But now bringing up the 4th down, an empty possession, not what they were seeking.
And there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line. So here are the Steelers backed up to start their initial drive. It's the Mississippi State product at quarterback. Calling the shots will be Dak Prescott.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it, he was eager to get right back out and do it again. So I think we'll see him try to test the secondary quite a bit as this game goes on.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he's able to get this across the 10 before being taken down. They needed some breathing room. He gave it to him. 11 yards and a first down.
Well, so much for being backed up against their goal line to start the drive. He gave some breathing room and then some. I think the defense really got caught thinking safety, trying to stack the line of scrimmage. And oftentimes, if you can get past the initial grouping, there's a lot of room to run. The defense actually fortunate that didn't go farther.
Got his man. That's Luke Musgrave. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. A big pickup of 38. CD, with that last pass, he joined a group of about 50 other men that are over 30,000 career passing yards. So, look, he's not at the top, but that's pretty good company.
Yeah, it's not the most exclusive fraternity in the NFL, but it's a pretty good one, isn't it? You still have to put some numbers up in order to get in, okay? The secret knock is still there. How about him getting it done? Proud of it.
That's caught inside the 20. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 36 yards on the play.
It's early, but announcer cliche alert here. Big players make big plays. Should I say in big games too? Oh, what the heck. And this defense, they're going to have to find some way to slow him down as this game goes on, because when this combination is going good, they can tear your secondary apart.
Now Dak, he's going to mix it up. From the red zone now, Prescott. They'll roll him out right. Oh, poor decision there, and it's going to be intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick, and the Broncos are going to have it here at their own 15. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
They go play action here on first down. For left side, caught by the tight end Freiermuth. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
Here's a quick throw caught by Allen. He'll be upended at the 18. That's a very helpful pickup of 9 after the play began at the 9. A quick check on the numbers for Keenan Allen from last week. 6 catches, 67 yards.
And they think they have a matchup advantage in this one. They're going to try and find some space for him to work and make sure he touches the football.
Now Jones looking to throw on second down. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Aleem McNeil. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
Well, that's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on third down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. Taking a couple yards shy of midfield. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. Down to the 42, 2nd down. A check on Jacobs from a week ago. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. On 3rd down, it's Prescott sliding out of the pocket. And he is caught. And he will have a Steeler first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Now Prescott. It's Myers again with another catch. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Jacoby Myers, his second touchdown on the season. And the Steelers will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
Here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really good pickup of 28 yards. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On the give, here's Charbonnet. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Again, it's Charbonnet. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. The offense on third down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Back to throw. Jones. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. And now a handoff to Charbonnet. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
Now that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jones. A big seam, and he might go all the way. Brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Charles, he was looking for just a short throw, kept it in range for the rare linebacker pick 6.
And give him full credit for his focus. He just kept the quarterback in his sights, and where he was looking to throw, he positioned himself perfectly to be there for the interception. He made the play of the game for his defense right there.
Elliott now to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback. Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Out of the gun, a give to Charbonnet. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. And a good job defensively. They stopped him short of the first at the 32. A pretty good effort there, 9 yards, but not enough. We'll likely see the punt team now on 4th down.
Playing against a 3-4 front is really challenging for offensive linemen because they can do so many different things. But when you're running the football, if you can handle the nose tackle up front, and then maybe a guard can slide up to the 2nd level and block a linebacker, that's when you have success running the football.
And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They were winners last week against Cincinnati, and right now they are in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. Once again, it's Jacobs. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. From the 47 and 2nd and 5. They'll try to throw now. Prescott. Open man is Musgrave, the tight end. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 22 yards there, a 1st down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Here's Prescott. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Steelers take a 3-touchdown lead. Well, this offensive unit, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Denver's offense now set to go. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, That's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Okay, so the personal foul penalty, and those are some important yards lost right there.
Yeah, it all comes down to discipline, doesn't it? And every team tells us that they coach it, they preach it. In this case, it slipped a little bit.
And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. 13 yards remaining on second down. Looking to throw. Jones. He'll let this go deep for Lazard. He's got it inside the 10. A huge play there for Denver. And even 50 yards.
So often when we're watching a football game, we see one with a lot of ebbs and flows, and this one is no different. And sometimes you just need a big play to wake you up a bit. And they get one right there. That shot of caffeine this offense was looking for.
This is first and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Back to throw. Jones. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. That's Drake Jackson burying him and finishing the play.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, it took a sack on first and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Another try after the first down sack. Jones will get that to Charbonnet. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Well, that flag puts them on their heels a little bit more defensively as the officials walk it upfield.
Yeah, and they can blame the officials all they want, but bottom line, it's their own fault because, to me, that was an avoidable call. Stay focused and avoid major mistakes like that.
Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Well, they were setting up the screen, CD, a lot of free runners, and they got there late, and the penalty ensued.
Yeah, somehow it didn't get into their brains that it was a screen, right? Instead of pulling off and chasing the ball downfield, they kept going towards the quarterback and knocked him down way late. That draws the penalty flag each and every time.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, but it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Touchdown, Broncos. T. Higgins from 4 yards out. And the Broncos get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Here comes the offense again, and let's focus on Josh Jacobs for a moment. He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the second quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Now Dak, he wants to change the play. Prescott on first down. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Prescott looks to throw on first. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Steelers will extend their lead here just before halftime. What a first half he is compiling here. He's already over 100 yards receiving and now 2 touchdowns, CD.
Brandon, you know I don't like to play the game where you start projecting when you're at a certain point. But let's face it, he's off to a tremendous start. So 200 yards, 4 touchdowns. I don't think anything's out of the question right now. He's blowing up coverages. You've got to double him every snap. Otherwise, he's going to defeat you on almost every play.
So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So we reach halftime here in the Steel City. Sorry, Coach, put a pin in that. We are going to move right on to the third quarter here. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Well, the Steeler offense ready to get going to begin this third quarter. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
Only a yard in the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. Breaks a tackle. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 66 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And just shutting him off there. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Josh Jacobs, his second rushing touchdown on the year, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. So, Charles, they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. Now, last week, they had the close victory. This one more commanding, much more comfortable.
Well, the sense we got from them was that last week they felt like they didn't play their best. They got the win, but they weren't really on top of their game. But they put it all together here in this one, haven't they? What an impressive performance.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, Let's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
Hey, partner, you know as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible, let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A gain there of 21 yards.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended target, and that'll make it third down. Off the play fake, Jones. To the sideline and incomplete.
And you can tell just by looking at them that this offense is a frustrated unit. Things are really unraveling here, and as a head coach, time to earn your paycheck. You've got to find a way to keep it together as that brings up another 4th down.
And this will be taken at the 13. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Here comes the offense again, and let's focus on Josh Jacobs for a moment. He'll be looking to get in the end zone again. Had the touchdown, as you see, last drive on 4 carries. And during the break, we were looking at some of the replays from the previous drive. Really good holes created. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. On 1st and 10, Prescott. That's caught. It's Josh Downs. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. It's another 1st down as they bite off 23 more on that one. Prescott rolling to his right. He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. And now they're in the hurry-up. Now Prescott going to change the play. Back to throw again. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Josh Downs, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Steelers have taken a 5-touchdown lead.
Boy, that route is really tough to cover because if they're running it correctly, you think it's really going to be a slam.
Yeah, well, we talk all the time about how it's tough to execute offensively, but you're saying, don't forget, it's tough to cover for the defense, too.
Yeah, the number one thing that you're taught is to not get caught inside or get beat inside. So you guard that a little bit more. So that gives you a little bit more space to operate outside if you start your move initially inside if you're a receiver.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. And the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one good for 13 and a Denver 1st down.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jones. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
Even the most elusive quarterbacks have those tough days where they can't avoid sacks, and this is one of them. 3rd time he's gone down. He might develop some happy feet now, want to escape the pocket and try and gain more yardage with his legs.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. Fielded at the 43. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And that will come the offense as they take over. Dak Prescott and the offense heading back onto the field. He continues to just torch this defense. Perfect on the last drive, including his 4th touchdown pass of the game.
Similar to hitters that are in that great zone in baseball, and they say the ball looks bigger when it's approaching the plate and they're smacking it around. I think for him, the windows to throw into are wide open. Doesn't matter whether they're tight or not. He feels like it's wide open, puts it in there. 4 touchdown passes. He thinks he's going to throw a whole lot more before this one's over.
Here's Prescott. He'll buy some time right. That's going to be taken in by Downs. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A first down throw for Prescott. And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time is run out on this 3rd quarter of play. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Luke Musgrave, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Steelers are on their way to a 2-0 start. And you wonder now if he might be able to remove the helmet, put on the baseball cap, and watch the rest of this one from the sideline. His 5th touchdown pass of the game.
Say that again. Did you say 5th touchdown pass of the game?
Yes, sir.
But that's a heck of a performance, isn't it? Because they've had no answer for him at all game long. Receivers have been open constantly, and he hasn't missed a single one of them.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Denver's offense ready to go again. We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Now Jones. He's got the hook up to Lazard. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. Throwing, Jones. Finds Lazard quickly on the slant. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down. Operating from the gun. Jones. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. The safety blitz staged to perfection that time as they sack him for a loss of 6.
Partner, my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front seven today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Pressure comes, and down he goes.
Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time, multiple guys get to it.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Here's J.K. Scott now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Looking up into the lights, and he muffs it.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. On first down, they go with Jacobs again. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49.
Well, this offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10.
And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line.
The tackle made back at his 48-yard line.
Prescott, he's going to change things up here.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown. Jacoby Myers, 52 yards.
And the Steelers continue to pour it on here in the 4th.
As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And, boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review. Now, after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback. And Denver getting set to take the field.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
Well, so far on this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
Now Jones. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
The frustration evident there because he couldn't find anyone on 3rd down, and he left no doubt that he was throwing that one away.
Here's J.K. Scott now. He's been terrific so far. This is fielded at the 27.
Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
I'm just wondering, do they want to add on to this gigantic lead? My guess, given how they like to play and how explosive this offense is, Charles, that they're not content being up by this margin. They probably want more.
And if they do go and get more, oh, look out. At that point, let's just aim the camera for the post-game handshake, because that one might be a little bit on the tense side, the way that this one is turning out.
Prescott now. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, I think it's pretty evident that any blowout isn't going to be big enough for them. They're already up 7 full touchdowns, and it's still not stopping them from throwing it deep downfield, taking their shots, trying to add more points.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. First down, Prescott. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
2nd and 10.
Well, Prescott here to throw. They'll roll him out right.
Throw out right, pulled in by Downs. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
Prescott yet again. Sliding out of the pocket. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule, because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
Elliott good on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. He had to absorb another little bump there from the defense, another incomplete pass. We've seen a lot of that tonight.
They've come after him all night long. Nothing but pressure in his face. He's trying to stand up there and make throws. It's hard enough to do when the pocket is clear. When you got all those people in front of you, almost impossible to have a good completion percentage.
I guess at this point, Charles, heck, why not take some shots?
I would agree with that totally, because a big play can't hurt at all. Heck, you might get a pass interference call out of it. Somehow the ball might get tipped up and you come down with it. Might not do too much for the result of the game, but it could add to your stats.
13 yards, the tally on the return there. And they will take over 1st and 10.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
CD, I mean, they have just been scoring at will. It's been score after score after score, and a lot of times we use the term blowout for a lopsided ball game. This has kind of gone past that. I think we're in historic territory right now.
You nailed it. Historic territory. Perfect phrase for what we are watching. If this were a movie, what kind of rating would we put on it? Who would you allow to watch what we're watching right now? Let's hope this one gets over fast, because this game, well decided a long time.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to pull people back and maybe, not try and score a few more times, they don't want to do that. I think they're enjoying what they're seeing, the collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
Elliott good with a PAT. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Broncos are about set to go on offense. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now you're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete. I don't know, he had to be pretty quick with his fingers to start and stop after the ball hit the ground. I'm giving him some credit.
No, I'm thinking about the mental focus, you know?
Yeah.
The mental focus.
Yeah, that's true.
You got to stay with it.
That's true. And taken right on the 30. And he goes out right around the 39. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Well, they came into this one with a vision, Charles, and it has played out exactly as they had hoped, if not even better. They've got the huge lead here, and now the football for the final moments of the 4th.
Yeah, and it was apparent that they were the better team, right? We figured that out pretty early. But give them a lot of credit for staying with it. They didn't stumble around out there. They didn't create a lot of errors for themselves because they were the superior team. They took care of business and closed them out pretty quickly.
Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago. And you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone.